Everyone I've talked to, yeah, we know we're dead. We're not ready to leave. Just the truth.
So how does the spirit stay behind and not a soul? I don't understand.
Spirit's just energy, just like the soul. But the spirit is what contains the memories, the emotional content
From that particular life.
That's why most people who get that feeling of, I think I've done this before. Because, you know, probably in a past life you did. Speaking of past lives, I can remember 4 vividly. Vividly. If I focus on my favorite one, I can even remember how he died. I can even feel where the arrow went. But there's an old saying in voodoo. Your children are your parents from another life. So guess what? That energy, that family energy, sooner or later comes back around.
I've heard that you tend to be reincarnated with your friends and family.
Not always. Sometimes you tend to be reincarnated with your enemies too.
Yeah, just strong like.
Sometimes they're your family first.
Bingo. But the point is, a lot of times when dealing with spirit energy, when dealing with the dead, it is just dealing with the spirit, not the soul, the spirit. The energy, the emotion, the memories that were left behind. Which confuses the pee-doodle out of a lot of people in the spiritism world. Why? Because they try to take the high and mighty road and not the more practical applications. Like all those people that are out there exercising places. Yeah. Usually it keeps the energy closed for about 25, 50 years. But when that spirit comes back, it comes back with a vengeance. And since you've moved, and you have 3 different spirits around you at this current time, makes me wonder why you're not doing more with that energy. Very entertaining book, and it was given to me as a gag. Idiot's Guide to Communicating with Spirits.
That sounds about my level.
In all honesty, I got bored one day, and it was in a selection of books that I keep across from the toilet, and took it down and started looking at it. First few pages, wow, that's what my great-grandfather told me. Few more pages in, that's what my grandma taught me. Oh, holy crap, that's what Uncle Bill used to say. So there was a lot of stuff in this book that I was taught by various and sundry other people in my family who are more spiritual than religious. And there is a difference. Hi, y'all.
Hi.
Quack, quack. Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
At least I didn't say F-whack. So, any other questions? A lot of key differences. You're an East Coast girl? There's a few of us here. My mommy? They from Brooklyn? Alright. So, in all honesty, voodoo, at its heart, is a monotheistic religion. Even though we have spirits that are deified. And depending on which tradition you come from, whether it's more African in tradition or Haitian in tradition, some of them will be called gods. There's only one God. Africans tend to use Olodumare. Haitians tend to use Bonje, Bondai. Runs around. Another primary difference. The roots go back more than 7,000 years in Voodoo. Traditionally speaking, Wicca was created in 1958 by Gerald Gardner. Now, witchcraft, witcha, that's been around for a long time, thousands of years. But it's old folk remedies, incantations that worked, trial and error in herbalism. It's been around a long time. My great-grandfather, full-blood Cherokee medicine man, used to say truth travels. Because it does. You'll find similarities in the old Striga traditions, and the old Wicca traditions, and the old Celtic traditions, and the old Druidic traditions, as you'll find in Voodoo. You'll find similarities in Kabbalah, as you do in Ifa or Yoruba. Truth travels. Sooner or later, people are going to go, you know, that's not working over there. Let's go over here. And that's what happens. That's why a lot of us found Voodoo. Because we were like, that's not working for me. Monotheistic is the one key point. Most Striga, witchcraft, European traditions are polytheistic.
So I've played with night terrors, right? But picked up in like Hungary, right? But I've talked to a lot of people, and usually like sleep paralysis like goes along with it. Like you get sleep paralysis, and then you can't do anything.
Gotta love hack attacks.
Yeah, and you know it's been like a problem with anyone I know who's had folks with sleep paralysis also has angry hallucinations.
Little sachets at the corners of your bed with citrine stones, lavender, jasmine, rosemary, sage, and a little sea salt. And I guarantee it's been 12 years since the last one for me. Just saying.
I will get that list later.
Okay. We had a gentleman with a question somewhere. Aha!
So, say an individual passes away outside of a house and next to, or inside of a house. Is there like a difference between the two?
There's a lot of difference.
Yeah.
If a person passes away inside the house, usually the haunting will stop at the doors.
Okay.
It'll go all the way up the house, all the way down the house, you know, from attic to basement, but it'll stop at the doors. If a person dies outside the house, it won't stop at the doors. It'll stop at the end of the grounds.
Yeah. Okay. 'Cause I know at my old house, my father passed away in the driveway, and an individual passed away last year inside the house. So it's,
You'll see a difference in energy
yeah.
when it's the father, dun, 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 all the way through the yard.
Yeah.
I know you're not mowing my grass right. Yeah. But whoever the individual was won't go beyond the doors. Now that's standard. If they find a way to bust that, that's different. That usually means that the person had some sort of occult knowledge beforehand. And usually those deaths are suicides. So, just saying. I see people. Arsenic. Anyone else got questions?
I got one.
Go ahead.
What are your thoughts on haunted dolls?
Now there's a nice one. Haunted anything, dolls included, especially dolls. Haunted anything is usually because it was a favorite item of somebody. A favorite item of a bratty little child for a haunted doll. Or a child who was robbed of her innocence. Or a child who was taken too soon. As far as dolls go. And depending on the energy that's given to them, we'll say whether it twists or not. Whether it becomes an evil or good energy.
What do you think about the spirits of animals? Do you think they can haunt, like if someone...
Oh yeah. I can hear my dog Lucy running through the house at all hours of the day and night.
What if it's not a dog, an animal that you know, but it just is in your house and like jumps up on the bed and...
Animals are really territorial. Once they learn that this house is their house, this is their home, they'll always return.
And should you just not worry and it is just a dog, or should you kind of worry that
Get
it
doggy
might be
toys.
something else?
Get cat toys.
Well, I have 3 dogs,
Well,
so they're, you know.
But get dog toys, get cat toys. Anytime you have some sort of haunting spirit, whatever, you want to keep it from twisting and becoming a negative energy.
Yeah.
Get toys that would be appropriate for it. Like if it's a child and you think it's a male energy, get male-oriented toys. If you think it's like 10 years old, you ain't gonna want to get it like little Fisher-Price dolls, okay? Just saying.
But I mean, I was just like, what if, if it's just a dog, what? But
If it's a dog, give it a name, give it a specific area to call its own. Say, go to your room, go lay down.
And if you feel like it's a dog, then you don't have to worry that it might be something else.
If you feel like it's a dog, it's probably a dog.
Okay, cool.
Usually, the first instinct of what something is what it actually is. There are very few cases where something will come in and act like a dog and actually be like a submissive human.
Another question. Let's say specific people, they have a whole bunch of animal spirits like surrounding them. Like for instance, I would see a whole bunch of cats just like swoop by my feet or go by me or like jump on my shoulder or something like that. What would you say about this?
That is probably your totem animal trying to make an appearance. Understand that generally when a totem animal makes an appearance, it always starts off smaller. The more friendly type of what it is. Like if your totem animal is a big cat, you might see a herd of cats. Until you can actually focus enough to see it for what it really is.
I know you said your grandpa was like a
Great-grandfather?
What is it with the thing about if like people die inside of the teepee that they don't ever re-enter there and they open the top?
It's for the release of the soul. The top is always open so that if somebody should pass away, their soul can still make it to the happy hunting grounds, to heaven.
Why don't they ever re-enter?
Because Native Americans move on. They don't sit there and go, I think I'll go pester Aunt Jane for a while. They actually move on. They know their time is done.
I thought maybe
There's
it was like
a lot of ceremony involved in Native American passings. So they know they're done. They know they're gone. They move on. And it's literally, if you want the honest truth, it's literally white people who generally don't know, time to get your caboose on. Time to go get right with God so you can do what you need to do in the next life. There are very few cases of anything other than white people haunting shit.
Is it true you keep consecrate that energy?
Huh?
Is it true you can consecrate that energy?
You can concentrate any energy.
No, consecrate.
Consecrate.
Yeah. You can consecrate any energy. Problem is, does it want to be consecrated? Remember, they got their own mind. All right?
So that would be kind of like stealing.
Would be. Very much like stealing. Would you want somebody to steal your energy? I didn't think so. All right, y'all. Thank you very much. My name is Czar.